Hello, wine lovers of the world. I'm Ryan the Wine Guy. This is the wine review on the Wine Show. Tonight I will be reviewing a Cabernet Sauvignon from 2014. It is called Vampire. I'll show you the bottle real quickly. They have others out there. They have Pinot Noirs, they have a Chardonnay, and lots of other brands. Typically, you'll find them around this time. Not all liquor stores have them year round. Some do, but a lot you only find them around, this time. Halloween season, since we're in the mood, that's why I'm doing this. I saw it at my store, so I figured I'd pick it up. It's 2014. Full-bodied with blackberry and dark cherry aromas, and just the right amount of oak flavors leads to a lingering finish. Sip the blood of the vine. Since 1988, we've been making our fine wines available to the outside world. Now you can read about our origins in the sensational new novel, A Walk in the Sun, by Lisa Dominique Machet. And I think this might be a quote from the book. Like vampire wine, I drank his blood, full-bodied and powerful. Just as the moon controls the sea, the claret of life controlled my body. And Walk in the Sun available now at www.vampirevineyards.com. It's a 13.5 alcohol by volume. Again, the bottle one more time with the wine in the glass. One thing I do like about this that I can already point out is that I like that nice, bold, dark flavor to it. You got a nice dark red, something I really, really enjoy. So, we'll see what we can do. This is a California wine, by the way. May not have pointed it out. In 2014. So, here we go with the sniffing notes. Wow. You get strong aromas just by the slightest hint of the smell. You get strong aromas of vanilla. You got a real nice oak to it. So real nice vanilla oak. Black cherry. Blackberry. And those are really the main three. The one that really does stick out, though, is the sort of vanilla-like aroma to it. It is aged oaked, so that's definitely why you get that huge aroma. Now here we go as far as the tasting. So it's a very smooth wine. Very easy to drink. I'm getting a little light black cherry. Thank you for those likes. Thank you. I appreciate them. Light black cherry. Strong blackberry. Strong vanilla. Strong vanilla from that oak. I would say the one disappointing thing that I've already realized is how quickly it loses its taste. It definitely, by all means, does not have a lingering finish like it says. Um, it hasn't totally gone away, but when I drink wines, I prefer wines that sort of melt in your mouth, that are there for long periods of time. This wine is a little dissatisfying. It's not a terrible wine. It's left so quickly that the flavor's almost like it's one of those. It's good at first sip, but it's, in my opinion, a wine that you drink. It's not a wine that you just sit back and enjoy. It's a wine that you drink. And there you go again. All automatically. Burst of the vanilla, the oak, the slight cherry and blackberry. So it's all on how your preference is for a wine. If you are one of those people who is starting off new to wine, and this would probably definitely be a good one to look for. As I said, however, they're usually limited at liquor stores. You can probably get them all the time on their website, but at least at your local liquor store, they might be there for a limited amount of time. So, with that, I mean, I hate to do it, but this will probably get my worst rating so far, 2.5. I was contemplating a 2, but as I said, it's not a horrible wine, but it doesn't quite meet the expectations of an even 3. To me, an even 3 would be if this had some more long-lasting flavor on it. As I've been doing this review, I've already taken 2 or 3 sips of wine, and I have no flavors going pa-pow, pa-pow. There's nothing still left on my tongue. It's as if whatever I just sipped is completely like dissipated. It vanished. So not something I particularly look forward to. Not really has those big, bold flavors. It's not screaming drink me by any means. As I said, it's very powerful at first sip, but it becomes very dull. Now, maybe that might just be the vintage. I'm not familiar with this type of wine. I've seen it around before, and as I said, I know it comes out, especially during this time. So, take to account that this is 2014 vintage. It could be maybe 2014 was a bad year for them. I don't know. I've tried other 14 wines that, to me, taste pretty good. But I haven't tried 14 wines from Cabernet. And that's something you always have to look for when you are drinking wines and sipping wines, is you have to not only see what types of grapes are being produced, but where they're being produced and what vintage. Because a vintage of 14 here will not be the same as a vintage of 14, say, in Italy, or in France, or in Australia. Now, of course, a lot of these regions make their wines differently, and the climate might be better or worse, depending on where you live. But just take that into account that this is the 14 vintage. So when you do go out and you see this wine, and perhaps maybe you, by some chance, find a 13 vintage, or maybe there's a 15 vintage out there, I don't know. But just keep in mind that this is the 2014 vintage of the Cabernet Sauvignon. Because they do make Pinot Noirs, they make Chardonnays, they make Zinfandels. Then they have a whole line of other, they got Dracula wines, like that's the name. So when you're looking, be sure you look for Vampire. Other than that, that's why I say 2.5. it's not terrible, but it doesn't meet the this is this is this is good. It is by no means good in my opinion. It's not terrible, but it's not good. It's good at first sip, and then it almost just becomes whatever. There's nothing. There's not even an aftertaste to it. It's almost as if it's like a one and done kind of thing. As I said, not something I look forward to in once. I want to see. This is from Napa. So this is from the Vampire Vineyards. That's their name in Napa. So who knows? It could just be my own preference. Maybe this is geared towards more people who are just starting off with wine. As I said, every wine is different. Every vineyard tries to make their own vineyards stick out. Yeah, you're welcome. That definitely. You're welcome for the heads up. I mean, but this is just me, so you take it kind of with a grain of salt. If you happen to see it, maybe at a friend's house or maybe at a restaurant, I would say have a glass. But I wouldn't so far go out of my way to just buy a whole bottle. Unless, of course, you're not really in the mood to really care about the taste and you're just more in the mood to just worrying about just drinking it for the sake of drinking it. So that's my view on it. As always, if you have tried this wine, please always feel free to either message me or leave in the comments if you have tried this wine, what you think. And if you do decide to go and try it, again, feel free to let me know what you think. We're all different. I'm no 100% expert than anyone else is. Oh yes, the bottle. I usually forget to, thank you for reminding me. I always say how much the bottle is. Different places are different prices. It's usually kind of on the, what we call bottom shelf wine. So you're looking at maybe between $8 to $11. This I got on sale for $8.99. So some places will have it on sale, some places won't. But I would say if it's on sale, you're going to be looking more near $8. If it's not on sale, it's probably going to be around $11. Maybe as high as $12, but it just depends. And since now I'm back in Maryland, I don't know I forgot what the prices were back in Colorado, but it could be different prices. So those are the prices that I kind of average out. I always like to have somewhat of a gap because I take into account whether or not it's on sale, also whether or not I get my own discount for working at a liquor store, and also take into account of other states. But you're looking at 8 to 11, maybe as high as 12. I don't think as high as 12, but that $8 to $11 range is where I would say would be the bottle price. With that, ladies and gentlemen, it's been good as always. I enjoy doing these. Unfortunately, I knew it was coming soon, and I unfortunately had to come to a cab because I do like cabs. I've had cabs I've liked, and I've had cabs I haven't enjoyed. And unfortunately, this has just been a cab that I have not really enjoyed as much as I enjoy other cabs. Like I said, by no means it was disgusting. It's drinkable, it's doable, it's smooth, but it's just starts you off with exciting flavors and it becomes dull and very flat instantaneously. Not impressed. But I do give it a 2.5 for the benefit of the doubt that the aromas are good, the flavor, at least at the initial hit, is on spot, and it's nice, dark, bold red wine as far as color goes. So I do kind of average that into my ratings as well. So 2.5 stars, unfortunately, but I knew I would eventually reach one that would not exceed my expectations. And this will not be the last one, but hopefully it will be the last one for a while. I feel that I have some very nice wines coming up. I'll kind of give you a little sneak peek. I won't show you the wines, but I'll tell you the wines that are coming up that I have. I've got an Australian mix wine of Shiraz, Grenache, and Tempranillo. I've got another Australian, just plain old Shiraz. I've got two Italian wines, one 100% Valpolicella and one that is 6% Cabernet Sauvignon and 40% Sangiovese. And I have a California Pinot Noir, and I have a couple more Australian red blends, one red blend and one Cabernet. And then the biggest one of all is a Spanish red. And I might do that one here soon because, kind of spoiler alert, this Spanish wine that I will review, hopefully maybe next week, it has some age on it. It's a nice, well-aged bottle of wine. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. And I think I've decided that that's something I might do next week. Colorado wines. No, not here in Maryland. They have their own local wines here. There was one Colorado wine that I did try when I was there, and it's Avanti. They have pretty good wines. That's one of I know the local wineries there is Avanti. So if you live in Colorado, definitely Avanti. I enjoyed that one. But as far as here living in Maryland, we don't really sell any of them. And yeah, I can't think of any that we sell at my store. And I can't think of any that are near around. But I will be sure to be on the lookout, so that way I can let you know about that. And again, YouTube people, I'm doing this live on Facebook, so when you watch this, don't get concerned that I'm just randomly talking. I'm answering live questions. So I wish there was a way to sync this to YouTube at the same time. Who knows, maybe someday they'll figure that out. But anyway, it's been great reviewing. Thank you for all that have joined. And as always, I am Ryan the Wine Guy. Cheers.